Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this slightly different video. We are going to have a look at every championship that's in WWE right now, and then we are going to go back to the very start and find out who the first ever champion was. I want to know who was the first ever United States champion, who was the first ever tag team champions, who was the first ever women's champion. We are going to find that out in this video. So let's get straight to the information as we find out the first ever Universal Champion. Right, so we're going to start with an easy one, the Universal Championship. This, of course, is Finn Balor, who only held the title for one day. He got injured during the match that he had against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam 2016. And as a result, he had to relinquish the belt the very next night on Raw. Next, we got the WWE Championship. The first champion here was Buddy Rogers. He held the title for 22 days. That started on April 25th, 1963. And he won a fictional tournament to be crowned champion. Next, we have the Intercontinental Championship. Patterson was the first champion here. He held the title 233 days. That was given to him on September 1st, 1979. And I say given to him because he also won a fictional tournament. The United States Championship is actually quite interesting. This is the only title that didn't begin in WWE. It actually began as an NWA championship. You're going back to January the 1st, 1975. Harley Race is the first ever US champion. He held the title for 183 days and he beat Johnny Weaver in a tournament final. Next, we've got the women's belts. So the Raw Women's Championship. First champion was Charlotte Flair. She held it for 133 days. She won this title at WrestleMania 32 in a triple threat match against Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. That title replaced the Divas Championship, which was retired. Whilst we're talking about the Divas Championship, though, let's have a look at the first champion there. The first Divas champion was Michelle McCool. She held it for 155 days. She got the title on July 20th, 2008. And the reason that it was brought in was because SmackDown needed to have its own women's title. How funny that that would then go on to become the Raw Women's title. The SmackDown Live Women's Championship next. Becky Lynch was the first champion here. She won the title on September the 11th, 2016. She won a six-pack challenge to become the first champion. Alexa Bliss, Carmella, Naomi, Natalya, Nikki Bella were all in that match. Becky Lynch won and she held the title for 84 days. Now we've got the tag team belts, the Raw Tag Team Championship. The first champions, Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. They won the titles on October 20th, 2002. They won a tournament final against Rey Mysterio and Edge. They only held the title for 16 days. And again, the Raw Tag Team Championship was originally the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. That's why they brought it in, because SmackDown needed a title. Next up, we've got the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. First champions were Heath, Slater and Rhyno. They held those titles for 84 days, winning them on September the 11th, 2016 at Backlash. They beat the Usos in a tournament final. Let's jump down now to developmental. Let's go to NXT. The NXT Championship. First champion was Seth Rollins. He held the title for 133 days. He won it on July 26th, 2012, and he beat Jinder Mahal in the tournament final. North American Championship, this is Adam Cole, baby! He's held that for over 119 days. He won it at NXT TakeOver New Orleans on April 7th, 2018. It was a ladder match that had EC3, Killian Dane, Velveteen Dream, Ricochet, Lars Sullivan, and Adam Cole came out on top. The NXT Women's Championship, the first champion here was Paige. She held that title for 308 days. It was June 20th, 2013. She beat Emma in the final of a tournament. NXT Tag Team Championship, the first champions were British Ambition. They held the titles for 91 days. That was Adrian Neville and Oliver Gray. They won them on January 31st, 2013. The tournament final saw British Ambition beat the Wyatt family. UK Championship next. Tyler Bate, the first champion. He held it for 125 days, won it on January 15th, 2017, beating Pete Dunne in the final. Cruiserweight Championship, TJP won the Cruiserweight Championship, or the Cruiserweight Championship that they use at the moment. He only held on to it for 46 days. He won it on September 14th, 2016. TJ Perkins beat Gran Metalik in the final. The older Cruiserweight Championship was actually first won by Brian Pillman on October 27th, 1991. He held it for 59 days. He beat Richard Morton in a tournament final. And it wasn't called the Cruiserweight Championship then. It was the WCW Light Heavyweight Championship. Women's Championship, the first ever WWE Women's Champion was the fabulous Moolah. She won the title on September 18th, 1956. Now, this was before WWE was even created, but they do recognise her title run as being a WWE title run. So they claim that it was 26-year title reign. That's not true. She did lose the title several times, but WWE don't recognise any of those title changes. They say that her loss to Wendy Richter on July 23rd, 1984 in New York at the Brawl to End It All ended a 26-year title reign. Final championship we need to look at is the Tag Team Championships, and the earliest Tag Team Champions I can find is the NWA United States Tag Team Champions, and that was Mark Lewin and Don Curtis. They won a tournament to get those titles. That took place on July 1958. They only held the titles for 65 days, but those titles did go on to become the WWF Tag Team Championships, which was the first Tag Team Championships that WWE had. So a lot of information there, a lot of numbers. I find all of that stuff fascinating. There's so many titles that we didn't cover. We could have spoke about the European Championship, first champion being the British Bulldog. We could have spoke about the Hardcore Championship, first champion being Mick Foley. There's loads. I'm not going to go through them all. But if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. And hopefully, I see you again next time. Bye for now.